I don't even know where to begin with State of the House. This is just one of those games that I really had to force myself to play, and I don't even mean that in a bad way. I mean, this is some of the scariest shit I've played in my life. It all began when I first played Nun Massacre on the console release. I had a lot of fun playing through it, but it was also scary as fuck. I even played through Murder House every Halloween since its release, and I've enjoyed it every single time. But there's something so hopeless and terrifying about this game. My best description would be if you're playing it and you hear a loud noise through your headphones, just turn the fucking game off, because you're already screwed. I've already finished the game by the time I'm writing this, and I can tell you that this one really puts you through the ringer. I'm going to be covering the music and sound design, game mechanics, and overall design of the game, so let's get into my favorite part of all these videos, the breakdown. This is the first sequence of Stay Out of the House, and it really does a fantastic job at building suspense and creating a narrative for the player to sink their teeth into. The whole game is set in rural Oklahoma, and I love how short and sweet the prelude is. It almost has a sort of arcade feel at the beginning, just completing basic tasks and feeling slightly unsettled by how slow your shift is going, and then it all ends with you being kidnapped by the night shift abductor. In the prelude you play as Deborah Kapisky, but for the actual main game you play as Roxanne. When you're playing as Roxanne, you actually have the choice to save Deborah and the other kidnap victims, but we'll get into all that later. The night shift is the perfect prelude to the main game. It perfectly sets the tone for how ruthless and unforgiving the game is going to be, not to mention how eerie it gets when you come across the locked bathrooms, and then they're randomly open. This is literally the perfect way to let the player know that something isn't quite right.
Finally awake?
The real game starts in a car. You're Roxanne, and you're on a road trip with your boyfriend named Brendan, when he suddenly needs to use the rest stop. Roxanne falls asleep while Brendan is gone, and she wakes up wondering where he is. She enters the bathroom and he's not in there, but there's a strange back door leading to a lot of weird and creepy fields. She finds a dog and it leads her into an old, seemingly abandoned house. Inside, her search for Brendan is cut short when she finds herself locked in. Suddenly, an all too familiar enemy comes barging in and knocks out Roxanne. Hours later, Roxanne wakes up in a rusty cage in a dimly lit room with a TV spouting about the Church of the Father's Vision, also known as CFV, but we can get into the CFV later, as I want to cover some of the background lore presented in this game. It's up to you to complete puzzles, escape the butcher, and hopefully, save as many other people as you can. I'm not going to spoil any major parts of the story, so let's move on to some of my favorite elements of the game. They really took the puzzles to the next level with this one. I think honestly, they could be a bit too hard for me to enjoy, but I know people love some really hard puzzles, and clearly that's what Peppa Combo was striving for this time, because I think this is easily their most difficult game yet. I love the addition of being able to hide under the bed or table, and the butcher being able to flip whatever you're hiding under. It makes you feel unsafe at all times. The addition of traps and cameras added so much to the difficulty of the game as well. It felt like the butcher was watching your every move, and it really uses your own mind against you. It honestly makes me miss games like The Night Ripper, which was much more simple when it comes to horror aspects and puzzles, but State of the House is such a massive improvement that I can't even stay upset. I also love that they brought back the first-person perspective. That was one of my favorite parts of Night Ripper. They also brought back other things for the radar and the sound meter from Nun Massacre, and obviously the infamous lighter. And on top of this, it's also on nearly every platform possible. There's absolutely no denying that Peppa Combo is taking shit to the next level here, and I can only imagine how much better this is going to get in the future. Although I think this game has great music, and it's definitely just as consistent as every other Peppa Combo game, I feel like it just doesn't bring anything new to the table. Almost like they played it safe and kept the same old scary noises that play in most of their other games. I'm not sure how to describe it, since I do enjoy the music and everything, they did a great job keeping it classic and creepy. I do also appreciate that they use silence against you. It's so quiet at times that even the slightest sound will terrify the player. Honestly, the more I think about it, it's not really the sounds in the game that scare the player, it's more like the lack of sound at times. I mean, when it goes dead silent and then you hear the buzz of an enemy getting close, it'll make you jump out of your seat before you even see the actual threat. All in all, it's great, but I hope they really experiment with something for the next game. I really want to cover some of the inspirations and hidden lore in the game that could lead on to bigger things in future games. So I think it's pretty clear that this game is heavily inspired by The Hills Have Eyes and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it could have been super cool if the game opened with the Power Drill Massacre opening kind of like this. I feel like that really captures the Texas Chainsaw Massacre cinematography that they were looking for, and could have built up crazy suspense for the beginning section of the game. I guess I like the direction that they went in, but I think it could have been improved upon. Now I really want to talk about CFV. So, the Church of the Father's Vision has been seen in a couple Puppet Combo games, including State of the House, Nun Massacre, Scary Tapes Volume 1, and Feed Me Billy. I honestly just wanted to mention this briefly because this is a huge amount of backstory to tell here, and it's very off topic from the game that we're reviewing today, so maybe I'll do a video just talking about the CFV. Overall, I think the game did a great job with its aesthetic, but I definitely wouldn't call it my own personal favorite. I would say State of the House is Puppet Combo's most ambitious game, by far. In conclusion, I think Puppet Combo still has room to improve their games, but they did an incredible job making State of the House one of their scariest games yet. I also figured that I owe people an apology for disappearing again, but now that college is over, and I finally have free time, I'll be pushing out some passion projects that I've had waiting on the list for quite a while. As a sort of commitment, I guess I can tell you guys what I've been planning to work on in the future. Some games I would like to review are Night in the Woods, Hotline Miami, Silent Hill 3, and Helix. I just want to be able to capture the feeling of these games in a video format. You guys should let me know if I'm doing a good job at that. Well, that's the video. Thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll see you again soon.
That's just how I do.